Energy, baby. Let's bring this shit up.
Yes.
Okay, so. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Makasy, and today I want to show you possibly the best thing I have in my closet. Or second, let's say it's up there, top 3. So today I want to show the Raf Simons Parka. This is from the Closer collection. This is from Autumn Winter 2003-2004. But before we get to the Parka, let's talk a bit about the collection. While I was researching this collection, I stumbled upon a quote from a website called fashioner.fiber2fashion.com, and I thought it encapsulated the collection pretty well. Okay, so the quote goes, and I don't know the source of this quote. I feel it's probably from Vogue or one of those magazine publications while talking about the collection itself. So alright, so the quote goes, this season Raf Simons was granted full access to the archives of Peter Saville. Raf Simons made a personal selection of Saville design work, some of them previously unseen, to integrate them into his collection. As a longtime admirer of Peter Saville, Raf Simons considered this a great honor and therefore dedicated his collection to the man who put a unique spin on music culture. The collection itself focuses on traditional style and fabric, augmented by a mod of influence linked to the aesthetics of Peter Saville. There are also touches of early Russian constructivism, Bauhaus, and vintage British looks. At the same time, the collection reflects on the process of growing up and reconsidering adulthood, citing references to childhood dress codes, former business looks, and ghetto rebellion. And I feel like that quote really encapsulates the whole collection well. Before we get to the Parka, I actually want to show you a couple of my favorite looks from the collection. So a couple of them were look number 12, look number 15 and 16, which is 15 and 16 just showing the front and the back of the same look. And then 33 and then 43. Let's talk about why this collection is so well liked. So first of all, it's a long time coming for Raf Simons. He's been wanting to work with Peter for a while, and Peter has been notorious for not like working with designer, and this is the first time, but that was the first time back in 2003. That was the first time he has granted someone like full access to his archive, and Raf Simons just went ham. So first, let's talk about the 4 Parkas. So the first one is the first one features New Order techniques and unknown pleasures. So the Techniques album cover is printed, and the Unknown Pleasure, which is the wavelength, is hand painted by Peter himself. So I want to talk a little bit about the history behind that cover, the Unknown Pleasure, which you've seen that everywhere at Paxton's, Urban Outfitter. You've seen it on every possible garment of clothing everywhere. It's a well-known artwork. So Peter did not actually design that. Peter actually did not come up with that artwork. He technically stole it or borrowed it, or yeah. So okay, anyway, but it's not his. So the original artwork is actually called CP 1919. So in simple terms, the image is a stacked plot of the radio emissions given out by a pulsar, a rotating neutron star, originally named CP 1919. The pulsar was discovered in November 1967 by student Jocelyn Bell Burnell and her supervisor Anthony Hewish at Cambridge University. And so the original image is mostly white, and then Peter like essentially flipped it around. The third Parka features New Order artwork or album artwork from Power, Corruptions and Lies, and the hand-painted New Order Touched by the Hand of God, which is a song that was originally recorded for the soundtrack to the film Salvation, and the version released as a single was remixed by Arthur Baker, and the B-side was a dub remix, and then the title was Touched by the Hand of Dub, which is kind of cheeky. And lastly, which is, I think this is my favorite Parka, it features the Bauhaus emblem and a collage of images that Raf and the team and Peter picked out. So a little bit about Bauhaus, the artwork itself. So the emblem was designed by Oskar Schirmer. I'll give you a little bit of history about the Bauhaus school. So Bauhaus was a German art school operating from 1919 to 1933. And it was famous for combining crafts and fine arts. The school became famous for its approach to design, which attempted to unify the principle of mass production with individual artistic vision and strove to combine aesthetic with everyday's function. And something that I have from the Bauhaus movement is the chair. I have the Saville chair, which is not the original. It's just a reproduction by another studio. I know a little bit about Bauhaus. I don't particularly listen to Joy Division and New Order, but my favorite song is Love Will Tear Us Apart, and a few more. But do I sound like a fake fan right now?
Yeah. I know one of their songs. I know them.
But Love Will Tear Us Apart is actually a great song. Please go listen to it. From AW03, there are 4 Parka that are well known, but I believe there should be 5. Because he also did this exact piece right here. He did it on the leather, and I believe it was a look right here. And I think that one definitely goes for more than every other Parka, because that one is made from leather. These are all just from cotton, and I haven't seen them online at all. So, and if I do see it, it's definitely gonna be like at least 10,000 or 20. Because it's leather, it's from a well-known collection, it's from a very revered collection. It's Raf-Simons, it's archive, it's old. Like, you're definitely expected to pay a premium for that, but I feel like that Parka isn't as well known as the 4 Cotton, because the 4 Cotton, I believe, were the first 4 looks, and the leather Parka was in the 10th to 20th range. But it's still a well-made jacket, and the collection is, you know, many people say that the Autumn/Winter 03 closer collection is definitely Raf's best collection, which I kind of agree. Now that we got the history aspect out of this, let's talk about the Parka. So, originally in 2003, these Parkas were painted by Peter, but for the Redux collection, it was painted by an artist that goes by the name of Antoinetta De Luca. She was tabbed by Raf and the team to hand painted the artwork. This is a beige Raf-Simons coat that is a reissue. Slower?
Yes.
I only have 1 speed. This is what was said on Matches Fashion, where I bought it. So this coat is this is a beige Raf-Simons coat. It's a reissue of an original piece from the label Autumn/Winter 03 Closer, for which the designer was finally able to collaborate with a famous graphic artist named Peter Saville. It's crafted in Italy to a hooded silhouette from cotton twill, and features a hand-painted replica of the original vinyl cover of New Order 1981 album Movement at the front, and a photo print of the vinyl cover from their 1983 album Power, Corruption and Lies. And on the bottom, it features a song, Touched by the Hand of God. A little bit of specs, or a little bit of specs about the Parka itself. So the color is beige, it's 100% cotton, the lining is 77% polyester, 23% acrylic. It's machine washable, country of origin is Italy, mid-weight cotton twill, drawstring hood, waist and hem, photo print patch, 2 patch flap pockets, brown fleece lining, which is detachable, and zip and press stud front. It features 4 pockets on the front, 2 on the upper, 2 at the bottom for your hands, and then there's a drawstring in the middle where you can tighten it. The artwork in the front is from the New Order 1981 album Movement, and it's hand painted, and it says New Order FACD 50 1981 Movement. And this was hand painted by De Luca. Let's talk about the back of the Parka now. So on the back, it features the New Order Touched by the Hand of God, which was hand painted by De Luca. And then on the top, it features the vinyl cover from their 1983 album Power, Corruptions and Lies. So let's talk a bit about retail. So retail for these were $3,500 something before tax and shipping, and I believe I paid $3,700 overall in total. Let's segue that to the sizing and some other stuff about this Parka. So I got the size 40H, which is an equivalent to a size medium, because size 50 is a large, which is what I normally wear. But since it's a Parka and I knew it was oversized, I wanted to get it in a bit smaller. And something else that I really liked about this particular Parka is that the inner lining, the fleece, is actually detachable. Let's talk a little bit more about the details. So there's 2 drawstrings. There's one in the mid waist and then one at the bottom. So, and then it's a fishtail Parka. So at the back, it's like it forms a triangle. So then when you sit, you can easily sit without having it all bunched up on the chair. And something else I really like about this Parka is that although it's 100% cotton, The cotton is super soft and it feels a bit insulated, but I don't know if it is, or maybe it's just like too cotton and like some air pressure in the middle. But it's a bit thicker. It's not just a straight cotton. My personal opinion about this parka, I think it's a very, very well made parka. And so I have two Raf Simons parkas. I have one from his 2016 or 2017 collection, and by far, this parka is a lot better than the other parka material wise. Like this cotton is super soft, the other one is super structured and it's a bit thick, while also at the same time it doesn't feel like it's insulated with, you know, at the very least polyester. And the other one is also not lined with the fleece. And so the fleece lining is actually removable, so you can take it off and then, you know, wear the lining if you want. This is to ensure that when you wear it in the winter, it's going to keep you warm. You know, you can just have a hoodie underneath and then the fleece lining and the parka itself. It's a work of art in my opinion, and I truly love the quality of it. Like, I cannot fault this at all. Like, if I were to give it a rating, 10 out of 10, the quality. The cotton feels so soft on the skin, and the fleece lining, it feels very luxurious. It feels like they didn't cut any corner at all to make this piece. I really commend Raf and the team for actually they didn't cut any corner at all. Like, they hired an artist by the name of Antonetta De Luca to hand paint what Peter hand painted in 2003. So let's talk about the flaws of this coat. Well, first of all, the price of it. Incredibly overpriced, but I knew it was gonna sell out and I wanted one to keep for myself. And I also know that it's gonna hold its value and might appreciate its value as the time goes on. So I'm not losing any money. Like, my money is just in another form, which in this case is a parka. Did I say Parker?
Parka.
Which is a parka. Oh, another flaw. I didn't get a Raf Simons hanger. Motherfucker skimmed out on me. I don't know if anybody else got that, but I didn't get a hanger. I got the protective thing, but I would have loved a Raf Simons hanger. That would have been a nice touch. Come on, Matches Fashion. You're better than this.
And you have to put it on a dollar store hanger.
I like your boxes. Now I have to put it on a dollar store hanger. Like, come on. It's devaluing a work of art. Another con. I wish the Power, Corruption and Lies, the vinyl cover on the top, on the back, I wish that was hand painted too. That would have been nice. But it's not. It's just a print. So that's another flaw. Oh, and also there is a print on the arm, on the left arm. It's just factory record logo with the F. So how I would style it? Again, I'm super simple, you know. Boots or Stan Smith, straight-legged trousers, high-waisted of course. Maybe a nice sweater, or if it's not that cold, just a t-shirt. And then the parka itself, because, you know, there's a fleece lining, so it's gonna keep you super warm. The cotton is super thick. It's cotton twill, so, you know, it's not windproof, but it's gonna protect you against the wind for sure. And the hood is super large, and, you know, it goes down to your knees. So if you buy this parka for the practical reason, you know, it's gonna keep you warm. The fleece lining is great. The length of it is great. The hood, everything is, you know, everything is like 10 out of 10. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, and I'm wearing Peter Doe. Signature tattoo. Sweater. You can flip this up also.